Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Bobby's Cryptid Corner. My name is Bree.
My name is Tony.
My name's Bobby.
My name's Vampire Slayer, aka Bigfoot Hunter, aka UFO, aka Jamie, aka I'm on TV, aka I don't know what humble means.
Are you throwing shade at Twitter somehow right now?
Yeah,
all the time, always.
I feel like you're dog whistling your Twitter
all the
stat.
time. Yeah. Hashtag I live at home with my mom. I could name it all. Let's go.
In your basement.
Listen. Here's the deal.
No one lives at home with their mom.
I've decided that this is my new Bobby's Cryptid Corner spicy hat, and when it's on, I'm spicy.
Don't ever take it off.
Damn.
I'm not.
Now you guys.
Wait, Bobby. Do you want me to see? Do you want to see me go into sport mode?
Of course.
Oh shit!
I like it
I feel the other way is sport mode.
Yeah, that
should be like chill mode. That's like Papa wants a graham cracker.
Bree.
I like the pop up better, so that's why it's popped up. It's giving me a little cowboy hat. Little how you doing, ma'am?
Yeah, don't talk like that if you ever come to Texas.
I will if I want to. My cousin's moving there in like 6 months, so I'm gonna come visit you all the time, baby.
Where's she moving?
Austin somewhere.
Austin,
near Austin somewhere, but like outside of Austin because it's like 150 acres on like a farm.
Sick. I've been looking for a bug out spot, so hook me
I'll
up.
tell you where to go. I'll hook you up with the address.
What does a bug out spot mean?
If anything
It's a
goes
place
wrong.
to go if shit hits the fan. You got to get out of town.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do I need to put my cowboy hat on?
I feel like you
That's
should.
not fair. I don't have a fucking hat.
Damn, I got one in the garage. I don't have time. We'll do a
not
whole.
time.
I got no hat.
There's got to be some Southwest cryptids
I was like,
out
we
there.
could do a Texas.
Okay,
cryptid,
hold on,
girl.
you guys. Hold the fort.
Oh, she
gotta
like,
pause
I
the
have
show
some sort of cat. It's okay, because you know what, Bobby? This is the perfect time for you to go and say hello to everyone in the chat like you always do.
Oh yeah, here we go. The Gorilla Gamers here. Spooky, loyal, spooky. Bless you. Gobstopper. It's like Willy Wonka meets hip hop. I like it. Vanessa's here. Lucum Spookum's here. I did just decide to see the best way to comment in the stream while being on StreamYard. So I got on YouTube on my phone, and that's the best way to do it, I think.
Okay. So what you could do too on your computer is if you open up a tab for YouTube, and then you go to the chat, and at the up corner there's like the 3 little buttons you can pop out. There you go, Bree. You hit pop out chat, and it'll pop out, and you can close the window and have the chat in the background.
The Gorilla Gamer Cosmic Neighbors just showed up.
Neighbors is here. Hello, everybody.
What?
The one person from Texas on this stream is not wearing a cowboy.
Yeah.
And Bree, I'm sorry, I'm not mad, but
Mine
you
is
look
a
more like a pirate.
Yeah, Breeze is a pirate hat.
She's got a kind of a trifold.
The pirate hat is a
Going
good look on both ladies and
men. Yeah,
Yo,
for sure.
I was the
Like,
best
it's
fucking pirate.
It's like sexy on both, you know?
It is. It's very mysterious.
Mysterious. You guys, if I could show you this picture, and I don't know how well it's gonna come up, but so everyone makes fun of me that my husband's fake, right? So while I was at Disneyland being a pirate, I was like, can you take a picture with me and my fake husband? He's a ghost. And the lady was like, yeah, sure. So I got a whole bunch of pictures like this.
Wow.
That's actually great.
There was a woman that a few years ago that like legally married a ghost.
Yes.
That's a whole vibe.
Like, they just didn't understand. And I was like, you guys, you'd have to know.
You'd have to know.
You just don't know. But how cute is my family right here?
Let me make you big again.
Oh yeah.
You ready for
So
Inception?
cute.
I'm not wearing earbuds, so I can't.
A little.
Cowboy hat.
That's
There you go.
Inception right there.
There you go. That's Inception.
All right. Man. So
So
yeah,
I think it's
I did that for you,
important
Jamie.
to point out that Enzo is here, so we
Enzo is here, so we can start.
Fucking Enzo's here. We can start this thing then.
All right, so what are we talking about today? What's our drinking word of the day? I guess let me get up the drinking banner. It is. Okay, so we are talking about the Vrykolakas. Vrykolakas. Go ahead and drink.
Vrykolakas.
Exactly, like Ricolas, but with Vri in the front and S at the end. Vrykolakas.
Yeah,
Oh my God,
everybody
I just realized I
drink
could
to
be
that
Ricolacas.
fucking word.
Yes, as I was looking into this creature and looking at the title and typing it into Google, I wasn't even trying to figure out how to say it, so I'm glad you guys cleared that up.
We did. Vrykolakas. Like free Ricolacas.
Can I tell you guys something that happened to me that has never happened in my entire life?
Yeah, can you
Yes,
turn your
please.
mic up a little bit though?
Is it?
Oh, here, I have to do it on my end. Hold on. I have to do it on my end.
Sorry.
You couldn't
I
pop
gotcha.
up your tent.
There you go.
No, that's never not happened.
That's
So the issue.
we were both going for that at the same time.
I Googled something and I got 0 hits back.
Ooh, that's happened to me before.
Yeah, the internet's done. It's dead.
So for
Yeah.
the first time, I Googled something. It came into existence before Google decided it existed. Yeah.
What was it?
It was a piece of equipment
Oh, shit.
for a walk-in freezer. And,
Oh, okay.
Like I Googled
Right.
it and I was like, what do you mean
Right.
there's no results?
Did you spell it
Mhm.
wrong?
No, I spelled it right. It's just a random set of fucking letters and numbers.
Still.
Google has a vendetta out against big refrigeration.
Apparently, they didn't want you to get that.
It didn't.
Big
But listen,
Big-
it happened
big
to me
refrigeration
before.
industrial complex.
Specifically, when me and Bree were researching like an episode of the podcast we did back in the day. I want to say it was like something about like
Happens all the time
NASA
now.
and the occult, and like we tried to go like we
Yes,
we
that's
came
what it was.
across it all the time in our research. And when we tried to go look for it specifically, we couldn't fucking find it anywhere. And it was like, what the living fuck is happening?
Yeah, Google's like a card catalog in high school. Like it doesn't go forever.
No, it does not.
No, that doesn't make sense. No.
Can I just
he
point out
might-
that Enzo's here for a second?
He is here.
Did we
We
not
did.
do that earlier? Or
No, but it's worth doing again.
Is it?
again.
Ricolacas. I invited Enzo to our trip that we're leaving to on Thursday, and he's not coming, and I'm sad about that. But
Yeah, me and
if you change
Bree.
your mind.
If
That
you
would be
guys
great.
don't know, we are going Bigfoot hunting. We're a few men
Yo.
down.
Mhm.
Literally,
might die
Jamie and
out
I
there.
are going to drive like at least 3 hours into like when we're already in the forest up.
Yeah, it's like the directions
Way
are
too
like when you
high.
get to this tree, turn left, and then just drive for 3 hours straight.
But if
It's
you hit
literally
this one
random tree.
crossroad, if
Then,
you hit
like,
this tree
you've gone
next
too
to that
far.
bush, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, but those are country ass directions, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I know she can hear this. Me, the first time I
Wife
ever
slander.
came to
Wife
Kansas.
slander.
Oh,
Yep,
don't
here
do
it
it,
is.
Tony.
Wife
you
slander.
have an overlay?
Tony,
First
don't
time,
do it. We like her.
We do.
First time I ever came to Kansas, Danielle was like, "We're gonna pass a tree that looks like a chicken," and I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
And you did, didn't you?
Are you not from Kansas?
No,
No.
We're not in
That's
Kansas
how they
anymore.
work out there. You take a
That
left
is
at that
fucking
goddamn
wild.
tree that looks like a chicken.
you
My
just
all
grandpa
she
said it
said.
used to look like a cock, but
She's
then people
laughing
would look
'cause
for
she
things
knows
that look like a
exactly
penis.
What the
No,
fuck
that's-
I'm
that's-
talking
dude,
about?
There she
People
is.
didn't-
Yep.
People didn't always have Google Maps and remember MapQuest printouts. That wasn't always enough.
Stop. I
They
used to have
say,
to print out
Turn at the
Google
chicken tree.
directions and like put them on
Yeah.
my
I did
passenger
too.
seat and like look at them to go places.
I
Absolutely.
did too.
Yeah. Turn
Hashtag
2 miles
aging
after you
millennials.
pass the tree that looks like a chicken, and then you're
God,
gonna come
what's in
across
their
a
internet?
rock.
Thank God I would have crashed.
A rock. Single rock.
You'll know the rock when you see it.
When you see it, you'll get the vibe. You'll get the vibe.
You'll get the
This is
vibe.
about where you should be.
It
Yeah.
looks like a chicken.
But
All right,
you really
Bree.
could use Enzo. I'm not gonna say it again. Enzo, please change your mind.
Enzo's here.
Brenda's here. All right, bring up the Vrykolakas.
Let's not do that every time we say it.
Ricolacas.
Drink it. All right. Oh,
Wow,
okay,
doesn't
girl.
Tony and Bobby look so good?
I
I was
look
gonna
really
say
good.
I only looked at myself.
You
look-
too.
that's
You're
exactly
very
what it looked like.
snatched.
I'm looking so
Snatched.
snatched right there. Like
Yes.
literally
Snatch.
snatched.
I made sure
Usually-
to keep my shit realistic.
Usually I make myself like the ugliest one and I always make Bree the prettiest one. That's just like when I make them, but I like that I'm snatched in this one, so I appreciate that.
She's like, "Oh, goddess," and I'm like,
I am, and I'm like off from you guys. Like I don't even know you.
I'm like your
Ooh.
frumpy handmaid.
I'm not.
I'm wearing
so
I'm wearing one of those
beautiful.
T-shirts that look like muscles.
Ah, is that what it is? One of
Yeah.
the or you, it's foam.
I'm gonna get one of those.
Yeah,
I
so
thought
for
you were
those
like,
of you that
Kobe.
don't know, this is what we actually
This is what we really look like, yeah. And
Yeah.
absolutely actually, yeah, super accurate.
Yes. For sure.
So accurate. I definitely am that skinny in person.
Ricolacas.
I think my arm is fatter than that version of me.
I think
Okay.
a lot of things are fatter than that version of me,
All right, Bree.
especially
right.
the fat.
Yeah. So if anyone didn't get the
Listen.
point, we're in Greece. We're in
We're in
Greece.
Greece. Listen, if you can't laugh at yourself, you can't laugh at anyone.
That's right.
We're in the how do you say that?
Ladies.
Calades.
Ladies.
So
See
ladies,
this?
So
See, ladies.
I think like cycle, like
Look,
cyclades.
nobody comes here to learn how to say words.
We don't know how
Okay,
to
that's
fucking
true.
say
it's
Listen.
Kicklades.
Calades, exactly. Which is
Kyklades.
the Mykonos Islands, that region for people who want to know
Mykonos.
what area. Where
this is
Lindsay
the
Lohan has her nightclub.
Okay, but it is the Kyklades, okay, because
Oh my god.
Mykonos, whatever.
Oh my
This
god.
whole area,
This is so
Mykonos
offensive.
and
It's gonna be a long night.
It is.
Mykonos and Santorini
Mykonos.
were the two hot spots for this story. Mykonos
Mhm.
and for sure Santorini, both of them. And I had no idea. I think when most people think of Greece, vacation-wise, when you think of it, people are like, Santorini, those beautiful white and blue structures and the high stairs and just the blue water. Y'all would never know the history. Cyclades.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
These nuts.
But these nuts. I just want to point out before anybody gets really offended about us talking about Greek culture, I am.
Hey, can you turn your mic down a little bit?
Are you lying?
Just a little bit. This is a smidge.
Am I a smidge too?
Yeah, you're right up on there now. Ever since I said something, yeah, it's a little daunting. It's a little jarring.
All right, we're gonna have to do this inside.
We should just start the show over.
Okay.
Like, we'll be back in 20 minutes,
Right.
guys.
Someone press the button.
Enzo's here. Hell yeah.
So I just want
Anywho.
to say that genetically I am 30% Greek, so we can make all the Greek jokes.
Greek jokes
that
we
we
want.
want to
Perfect.
We have your permission. All right.
Wow.
You have my permission.
I don't think Greek people really give a shit, to be honest,
don't.
but you never
They
know.
don't. They don't.
You never know in this day and age.
You don't.
No.
I love tzatziki though. Can I say that?
It's so
can.
good.
Tzatziki.
Is that specifically Greek?
Greek.
Yes.
Yeah,
think it
babe.
started
I guess
that
you're
way,
right.
but
Over.
like now,
Yes,
you
it
know,
is.
it's taken over everywhere. But yeah, originally, yeah, for sure.
This is irritating.
Damn, I could get down on some Greek food right now.
Right, me too.
Okay.
It's so good.
Hey, real quick.
I'm gonna end up
aside.
captaining this now.
Real quick aside, since we're talking about Greek food, underrated late night after a hard night of drinking food. Go get
Greek food?
Yeah.
Ooh,
You don't
okay.
think about
Yeah,
that,
really good.
but if you could find a spot that's open late
Go to it.
after a long night of drinking, Greek food is a under
Soaks
the
it right
radar option there.
Oh, yeah,
Really?
Yeah, some authentic
Mm.
gyros.
Bree will make a note. Greek food. She writes
It's not a
down.
gyro. It's pronounced gyro. But that's
Gyro.
okay. You just
What
remember
I-
that.
Gyro.
Gyro.
It's not.
It's a
All right,
Yeah.
give us your next one, Bree. So we
Ricola.
have
Is
Ricolas.
that what's that Harry Potter thing called?
Voldemort.
Voltaire?
Voldemort.
Candide
Voldemort?
by Voltaire? Is
Yeah.
that yeah. All right.
Voldemort.
All right,
Voldemort.
so it is a harmful undead creature in ancient Greek folklore. Rather than a traditional vampire drinking blood, the Vrykolakas is more of a liver-eating cannibal, and that's very specific to the vampire kind of lore of this area. Where they don't drink
Vrykolakas.
blood like a traditional vampire, but they specifically are into eating people's livers.
He wants the sweetbreads. He wants the menudo and all the
mhm.
leftover.
He knows that's where the
organs there.
flavor is. Yeah, that's where
Yes.
the alcohol
of
is filtered. Yeah.
Nutrients in that liver there.
hmm
You could probably
Okay,
get drunk off my liver.
Right now, yes.
Aw,
Well, most
that makes me
days.
sad. Okay.
Similar to numerous other legendary creatures like zombies or ghouls, but it is generally equated to the vampire folklore of the neighboring Slavic countries. There we go.
Slavic. It's actually quite interesting.
Slavic.
Oh, thank you, Gary Voorhees. We
Damn,
love you.
son.
Love you.
I'm an alligator. All right.
It's quite interesting to even just trace back the word of the Vrykolakas because it is like everything pretty much. Who's on the? Okay.
I'm there.
I can't even.
Calm
Everything
down.
ends back up at the name of this. Even like the version like American vampires that we call them today goes back to the Slavic name of Vrykolakas.
Vrykolakas.
Don't do it every time.
You
Fucking
guys started
Slav.
it.
So what do they look like? They're always hunched over. They're only about 4 to 5 feet tall because of the hunch. They're hairless, ape-like, with long fangs, long claws. The body never decays, and that's really important. Like you never see like gaping wounds or anything like that. It actually is quite the opposite. It's like this bloated appearance, and many times it's been described as like being bloated, looking like it's with fresh blood, like it's full of fresh blood.
I wonder if
Fresh
eating
blood.
liver is the key to vitality, because
Looking
everyone
plump.
needs a liver and shit. No,
Yeah.
but like I wonder. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I mean, so liver is meant to like help with clearing out our toxins. So if you're eating, no, this isn't working.
Yeah, all that shit we throw out is super good for you, by the way.
Yeah, no, I was thinking
All of
like
it.
maybe if you eat
All of
liver.
it's probably better for you
Duck
than like
liver, like pate. So they feed the ducks literally like butter until they die, and then they harvest their livers and use it
Super
as pate. Yeah.
So I actually
I love
have
that.
a
I love that
beef
rich people
liver
shit.
in my freezer, and I am kind of getting ready to try that.
Have
Can
you
you
ever
tell
had
me
it
how
before?
you would make that? Would you make it into the? I don't like the whole pate thing. It's
No, I'm
literally
You
gonna do,
use
like-
McCormick's brown gravy and some onions, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do like slices of beef liver
Okay.
with
Sounds like the
like a
50s.
bourbon reduction sauce, and
Oh shit, Tony's a chef.
He really is. I told you we're gonna go to his house. He's gonna
Tony's
cook
a
for
bug out
us.
chef.
I am
Exactly.
I'm a bug out chef.
Ooh, that's
I
a good
love
idea
talking
for a
about this.
YouTube channel.
I've been stuck on the Jeffrey Dahmer thing on
I thought
Netflix,
you were gonna
and
say
so like
Epstein.
I watched it a long time ago.
that
The
was
Jeffrey
forever
Dahmer
ago.
thing on Netflix is so good. Oh my god!
Is it?
Is the fact
It
that we're
is
talking about eating
so
liver? Is that why you? Well, he wasn't a
Yeah,
cannibal,
because it's
was he?
cannibalism.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
He was. Okay.
Jeffrey was a cannibal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look at that.
Inter-
I'm gonna get that as a
interesting.
tattoo, right?
I like it.
that.
It's
I
a
don't
vibe.
think you should.
Okay, so it's very important though that you see these kind of like almost patches of hair because we just talked about it being hairless, but there's an interesting connection as to why it looks this way.
He's like Austin Powers.
Mhm.
He's like-
Wait, can I also just say that it is strange how when we look this up, even just pictures and whatnot, sometimes it comes with wings.
Sometimes
Um,
yes.
And can I just point out, like, these early, I mean, this is more or less a very early incarnation of a vampire, right? Is that
Yes,
fair to say?
for sure.
Thank
For
you,
sure.
Enzo.
Yes.
Can I just point out that every time you do have, like, in a movie or whatever, when you have a vampire kind of like descend into its like primal nature, like its non-human form, it
Mhm.
looks very, this look seems very inspirational to that kind, like
Oh, for sure.
Nosferatu.
Mhm,
You know what I
mhm.
mean?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure. It looks just
Yeah.
like him.
And I gotta say,
Go ahead.
I like these vampires just as much, if not better, than your typical Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise,
For
foppish
sure.
European ones.
For sure.
Your
I
Aunt
agree.
Rice
Thing.
vampires.
I like those 30 Days a Night vampires. All right, sorry,
Those
go
are
ahead.
pretty cool.
Ew, I don't. But I
Tangent
did
only.
love the.
Over.
I did like the. It just felt very intense to have so much snow and so much blood. It was like the polar
Mhm.
opposites. I loved
Mhm.
that. I thought that was really genius.
Totally underrated.
That
movie.
was that last slide was clearly Harry Potter.
Did you
Like,
skip
one
a
of
slide,
them.
Brie?
That's Harry
No.
Potter right there.
Yep, right there.
Okay.
He's like Avada Kedavra.
So the creature could knock on your door and call out your name, and if it gets no reply the first time, it will pass without causing any harm. If someone does answer the door, he or she will die a few days later and become another Vrykolakas. There's
Hold
also
on, what's
a
that
Greek-
noise?
So I think someone
What's
opening
going on?
something.
That was
There's
me.
a superstition
Wow.
specifically in Greece, in certain Greek villages, that you shouldn't answer the door until the second knock. Like you should never go the first time. Like let them knock a second time, just in case it is one of these. Like, and they still kind of do that to this day. Like you go over to your like Nona's house, and like you got to knock 4 or 5 times before she comes to the door. She's like, "Well, just making sure."
So interesting that how many different cultures there are where there's something coming to your door, you know, and you do things or you don't do things. I don't know why this made me think of Passover.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there isn't necessarily a direct link, except the maybe the lamb sheep part, because right, you're supposed to put the blood on your door
Right,
so
because
that
they
death
killed all the
passes over.
babies.
Because they killed all the
Yes.
babies.
Yes,
Yes,
they
Tony.
did.
That
They
is the
did
story.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
That is the story.
Sorry,
Bobby.
that's the story.
Well,
you read the
Bree,
Bible?
going off
Okay.
of that, like, you know, it does. It's a very old school, early version of like the whole, you know, you have to invite the vampire in. You have to summon the demon. Like, you have to like have an intent, right? To like let them manifest in this realm.
That is such a good point, Bobby. For
Thank you.
sure. This is probably where it stems from, that you have to invite them in. Oh my God.
To some degree, I would think so. Yeah. I mean,
need
in
a-
that
we
you
need
don't
a
you don't see
mind
that
blown
just in
emoji.
vampires. There's all kinds of supernatural stuff that requires like the permission or the invitation.
Like being
Right.
possessed. You're supposed to, supposedly,
Right.
even
You're
though
fucking
in
around with the
movies they
Ouija
never show
board.
there.
As far as I'm concerned, that's an Evite.
You're asking
An
for
Evite
it?
for the undead. Anyway.
Jamie, did you read all of this?
Yes, I did.
So if you guys are watching, can't tell, it's been a little bit since we've all been around each other.
It's been a hot minute.
Tony, have you been drinking before the stream?
No, why would I do that?
Never.
Yeah.
All right, Bree, go to
No,
the next
he's
one.
way too quiet, man.
I don't even drink. I only do it when I come on here.
Like an incubus, legend also says that the Vrykolakas drink crushes and suffocates its victims while they are sleeping.
Ricolacas.
That's a little old hag syndrome, sleep paralysis stuff
Sleep
Sleep
paralysis.
woven into this mythology.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I when I read that, it had me thinking if it is just maybe they were experiencing sleep paralysis, or is it that it's so common with darker entities to attack you when you're in that sleep mode because you're not in your normal waking self. You're pretty much inhibited. I mean, who knows if you're like in an intense dream, you can't get up, and then that happens, you freak out.
I think it's just attributing the known archetype of the time to sleep paralysis. So, like,
yeah, I agree.
Sleep paralysis has been around forever, and they're just like, oh, that's that dang old Ricolacas is back.
Can you guys imagine if you had that? Like, you would think that it was a demon.
No,
if
for sure.
If that happened to you way back then, you would for sure equate sleep paralysis with I was attacked by a demon last night, and you would probably go to church.
I still do.
Still do.
Yeah, but how many people back in that time would actually talk about that? Like,
oh hell no! Because then they
couldn't. Yeah.
Then you'd have to.
I've had
17 Hail Marys.
Probably the most intense. I don't want to go into it right now, but probably the most intense. Like, if you had to argue me having experience with the supernatural or paranormal, it would be one specific very intense episode.
Ooh, I want to know.
I'll tell you some other time.
We'll talk
I don't
about
necessarily. I don't 100% believe in the scientific thing of sleep paralysis, unless there's certain instances, like certain things that are happening. But I think a lot of times darker entities definitely attack you when you are in that. And I think there's an interesting correlation that when people tend to get more enlightened or dip their toes into like consciousness and stuff and start meditating, that also happens to them. And to me, I feel like it's because you're raising your vibration, and so darker energies are coming after you.
Can I just tell you what happened as a
Please
can we go down this rabbit hole for a second? Because I do think about it. I want to know your take on it. Basically, I was sleeping next to my girlfriend, and it was really late at night, and I woke up, quote unquote, and she sat up and then like kind of like straddled me and then pinned me down and said something really creepy in Latin, and then like, or some sort of ancient language, I don't know, Sumerian or something, ancient Sanskrit, and then like after, in a very aggressive tone, and then after that just like her essence like entered me, and I like shook. What does
Oh
that
my
mean?
God.
That's not normal.
That's
That's not sleep
normal.
paralysis.
That's not sleep
side
paralysis
note,
at
That's
all.
not sleep paralysis at all.
Side
never
note,
saw this.
that woman is my wife now.
I was gonna say, is that your wife now? Oh my God, you might be married to like a succubus or something, low key.
Man,
Fun
I
stuff.
hope so. I hope so.
Was it this? Was it that whole moment where you're like, I need to marry this girl? She's.
I was like,
It
low
was
key,
exactly. It was
and
exactly
enter
that
my
moment.
body
So it's
with
like low
demonic
key.
It was like that was
forces.
metal as fuck.
I was like, low key,
Yeah.
did you get like a fear boner out of it? You were like, wait, but also,
But could I?
I'm terrified, but then like also.
No,
Yeah,
Bobby, that shit ain't normal.
I don't think so either. I think
Wow.
That's
it
not
was
sleep
incredibly
paralysis.
terrifying.
That sounds
mean,
fucking terrifying. Has your wife ever like slept talk or done anything like that since?
She's been on Ambien and orders weird shit to the house sometimes, but other than that,
Was she on Ambien then?
I don't know. I'll have to, this was like 10 years ago, so I don't know.
Probably not then.
So
So-
yeah, it was fun.
Get it,
It's
Sarah.
a fun time.
Get it. You can be drunk with us. We love you.
So I'll say this.
Wow, baby. Yeah, that's creepy as fuck.
That ain't fucking
One.
sleep paralysis. I'll tell you that.
And you sleep with her every night?
Wait, Tony.
Yup.
What are you saying?
Somebody
Wow,
sleeping with
you're
her.
brave.
That's never happened again before, though. Like the
Maybe it
damage is
should.
done. The damage is done.
The ritual's over.
It is what it is. I'm not too worried about it, but it was
No, I'm
very.
into
It was probably
Is your wife
the most,
a witch? Is your wife a witch?
Oh my
no,
God.
But she did say like she went to a like a palm reader or someone like that several years ago, and they told her it was like her and her sister or something, and they come from a long line of Irish witches.
Ooh, because like low key, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like would pretend to be a witch and then do that to my significant other to scare the shit out of him.
Just to fuck with them.
Just to fuck with
This
them.
was not
And it
physical.
wasn't.
It felt physical at the time, but it wasn't. It was strictly. It felt like sleep paralysis, but the old hag in this case was my lovely wife.
What's your
Wow.
future wife?
And then she yelled something in Sumerian to me and like entered my like physical apparatus.
Wow.
I think that was
that's
something else.
actually like that's really cool. Like what I
That's
get
super
is,
cool though.
I come home from work and I'm like, yeah, so at this building they're talking about they saw a couple brown recluse spiders, so I had to call Orkin to get them over there. And then in the middle of the night, Danielle shoots up from laying down to like straight up and goes, fucking spiders. And I just go, oh God. And I just
God.
roll over. The other one
That's
is like, yeah,
hilarious.
that's cool. Fucking great.
That's funny.
But what's the cryptid of the week here?
Ricolacas.
Fucking werewolves or some shit?
Ricola. Thank you, Jamie. That was great.
I didn't mean to,
But
it was perfect.
if we didn't clarify, Bobby, that was not sleep paralysis, and I honestly think
No.
that something strange
Should I
happened to you,
should
and
I
it took
console with
the
my
embodiment.
priest?
It took the embodiment of your wife. It took the
Yeah, I
embodiment
feel
of your
yeah.
wife.
Yeah.
All right, if
The
you guys
Lord,
you know
yeah.
the Tony knows what I'm talking about. You know the
Was
Like,
it like
this,
this?
right here.
Wait, did she?
it wasn't.
Was she
that,
doing
It
this?
wasn't that.
Was this closer?
It,
Is that what happened?
it wasn't that erotic. I'll tell you that much.
Take a dump on
Is
my
there-
chest.
And
I wasn't
Tony's
thinking that.
Tony's probably gonna get the reference. You know, in Blade Runner, when they ask the questions to the androids to see if their androids are humans, what is that test called?
Oh, the
A tortoise. That guy, the Brian,
yeah,
the guy that
yeah.
he doesn't know what a tortoise is. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, is there like a series of questions you can ask to find out if your wife is a demon witch or like some sort of
Just ask her
possessed?
next time
Yeah.
she's in this position.
Yeah. Be like, what's your
Yeah,
name?
See what
happens.
We got to move on. We got to move on.
Just ask them to do the dishes and how they respond will probably.
Good thing this is a kind of a quick episode, so it's aight.
Bria, I'm gonna let you take this one because I'm coughing.
If you're here
Yes,
to learn
ma'am.
about cryptids, you're here for the wrong reasons.
Okay, and the Great Famine of Greece. This was during the World War II era in 1941 to 1942. I think it was actually 39, but I don't know. About 300,000 Greeks starved to death during that period of time. the graveyards were so overfilled that families were forced to bury their loved ones outside of the cemeteries on unconsecrated grounds. Since those buried in unconsecrated grounds were believed to come back to haunt the living as Vrykolakas, some families took
I'm gonna go get a
Some
hard
families-
seltzer.
Get it?
took preemptive steps to prevent their loved ones from becoming Vrykolakas, like beheading the corpse.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, think of like a mass grave anytime. Oh man, can you? I think of it as I know it's not as bad as like a Holocaust situation, but I imagine that they just dug a mass grave or just like giant hole in the ground and then just started throwing bodies
Literally
in.
throwing people in it, yeah, because they had nowhere to bury them. And part of this whole lore of this cryptid is one of the ways that you can become one is if you're buried not inside of a church. So because they couldn't be buried in these church graveyards, these families literally would go out to where their family members were in these like ditches, dig through bodies, and then like do things like cut off the head or burn the body or do things like that because they were so terrified that they were going to come back to life.
Well, and I mean, no matter what, even if this cryptid wasn't to be real, if you were to just go off of their actions because of this, that's already going to produce some type of paranormal
Hysteria.
fiction.
Yeah.
Because that's like the worst thing you can do. I mean, imagine the pain or the loss you're already feeling and the grief, but then on top of all these other bodies, and then you have to do that to your loved ones and then throw them on top of other people.
Yep.
It's just it's a gruesome, horribly uncomfortable situation. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Damn,
And
fucking balling tonight.
so that go back. So the Great
back where?
Famine of Greece. So this is 1941 to 1942, where this kind of mythology still exists. Like they still believe this in the 1940s, which I would say kind of leads credence to, maybe there's something behind this. I mean, they're burying their dead and they're putting sites next to them, or they're cutting off their heads, or
I think we should all just go back to believing shit like this.
I think we should
I
do.
do.
Like, I think we were better off.
I mean, it'd be
agree.
great, right?
Side note, yeah, I'm just gonna start doing it. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
start like embracing all this. Like, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I agree.
that's a
Very
Ricolacas.
superstitious.
Yeah, I want to be buried in a pyramid, mummified, with all of my organs inside jars.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Ooh, vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
No, just you have
I
to
want a
hit
Viking
all the
funeral.
religious superstitions. So they're like,
Mhm.
what religion was there? Just everything.
All
just
of them.
throw everything. All
Yeah,
the
we're just
deeds,
gonna believe it
all
all.
the protections, just anything you can do. Just all of it. I need all of it.
Yeah, what religion was he? I don't know. Throw a dart at that.
Ever
door.
met a
Whatever.
Mormon and a Hindu? Now you have.
Now you have.
Okay.
So this idea of like cutting off the heads is actually called apothotropics,
Welcome to Greece.
which is protective magic practices objects that were intended to prevent a recently deceased or loved one from returning to a reverend or to occupy a reverend sufficiently enough that he will not harm the living. So basically what that means is they would like do spells or magic or place something on the body or cut off the head. And a reverend just goes back kind of to anyone who after they die kind of comes back as a supernatural force. It's not it's like an undead thing that kind of encapsulates like all like zombies, ghosts, like all of that would be a reverend.
It's interesting with the apotropaics.
Who's watching?
That really
Free.
no, it's my ringtone. It's interesting how that really spread to so many different cultures, and technically it would be protective magic, but it's also just, it's like giving you the ability to ward off evil, or have control over evil.
Mhm.
And you guys, when I looked at some of these pictures, I mean, it is so sexual. There's just dicks everywhere. The symbolism, everything
dicks
that
everywhere.
they did, it's like, think of a gargoyle, right? They put like the gargoyles all over the buildings and stuff because it's supposed to
Uh-huh.
ward off evil. That would be an entropic,
Mhm.
entropic, whatever you call this. That would be that. But
Mhm.
then just imagine that, but just like huge dicks.
Everywhere.
And
I'm imagining
weird ones
it. Okay.
where
Okay.
it looks like
I'm
a
seeing it.
gargoyle, but then they're holding open a hole
huge
of
dick?
theirs, and this just a giant hole.
Like a
where it would-
vaginal hole for the
Yeah,
dicks?
but it looks kind of like a gargoyle.
Oh.
But just I was going to put it in the slide because I thought it was interesting, but I didn't know if we should go down that whole thing. But
Why
if
would
you
you
guys look
bring
that
all
up,
that up
Why
and
would you
then
bring it
not
to not
have
show
the
it?
image
Yeah.
ready
Shame
to
on
go?
Yeah.
Do
Next
you have it?
slide. Jeez.
That'll be on the
Please.
Patreon.
no, I'm gonna find it right now.
Breeze-
You
All
bet,
right.
you bet your bottom dollar.
So, go back.
Sorry.
It's okay. So this apotropic magic derives its name from the Greek word, I don't know how to fucking say that, meaning to ward off. So specifically for the Vrykolakas, go ahead and drink, everybody. A wax cross and a piece of pottery with the inscription "Jesus Christ conquered" were placed on the corpse, and then they had to bury the corpse upside down, place like a scythe or sickle near the grave, place a silver coin in the mouth of it, cut off the head or the body, or pin the head or the body down with heavy stones. And this is actually seen through like most parts of like vampire lore now, that you have to like do something to the body to make sure it stays in there. Like you put it in like a special certain coffin so it can't get out of it, you know, like a cement stone coffin or some shit. Or you have to cut off its head, you have to put something through its heart. There's all these different versions that it kind of turned into.
That's how
Is
I
that
want to
wild?
be. Yeah, that's my last request, my last wishes.
You want to go out like that?
Yeah, I really do. I think that would be doable. Like, it's not a tall order, but it's still fun and weird.
Okay, you
I'm
guys, are you
gonna
guys
call
ready
my
for this?
estate lawyer tomorrow.
You should. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch screens.
Oh, you got it.
I should have just fucking done it. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not.
Okay.
You know, we can't all be winners, right, Jamie?
We cannot.
First, there's this one. Are you saying it or no?
Oh. Wow.
Oh wow, it looks like E.T. when he's in the cornfield, only holding open a open
Giant
wound.
something.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Oh,
Okay. What's the second
okay.
one?
There's a couple. There's a couple.
Okay.
This one is not too bad.
Oh, but still very
Mm.
sexual.
Can you?
They're all like that. I think
hold
it's
on.
kind of.
Let me screenshot that
Right.
for
Save
later.
that.
I don't understand how this counts.
Oh, wow. Those are
This
penises
one
with
is
wings
everywhere.
on them.
Just gingerly kiss.
Wow. I love their angel wings.
It is
Wow.
just everywhere.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
it would
I'm
take
very
long.
aroused.
I feel
Yeah,
like for me
wow.
to find, but a lot of them were like Roman ones. Just
Oh, okay. Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
indeed.
Indeed. Wow. Okay.
So now you guys know what it is.
I'm so glad you went and pulled all that up.
You're
Me too.
welcome. There's more, but yeah. I mean, imagine
Thank
like Greek-looking people, but then dicks bigger than their swords. And it's like, and it's like how. And then it was like this whole thing with the phallus. Like the phallus was supposed to be the strongest symbol to like ward off these.
I mean, it still is.
I agree. I'm gonna get a protective.
Tony, how you
phallus,
doing over there?
tattoo.
You're silent.
You're on mute. What am I at
Maybe
work
that's
right now?
why.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah.
I could see your little button blinking right now on your microphone.
Yeah,
Does that
touch
mean
He
it.
had to
muted?
mute himself because he was going.
Oh,
With
okay.
There
the
it
dicks,
is.
Yeah.
There I am.
He was
He
having
was
too much
breathing
fun.
heavily with all the dick talk.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
TikTok got him excited.
It was fucking up the recording.
Exactly. All right. Legend says that the Vrykolakas drink
Vrykolakas.
become more and more powerful if left alone, so you should destroy its body. You can exercise it, you can paul it, you can behead it, you can cut it into pieces, and the best thing you can do for it is to cremate it. But also specifically remember that they can only be killed on a Saturday because that's when they are sleeping inside their graves, because much like vampires, they go back to their little tombs to take naps.
Vrykolakas rests in its
Drink.
grave. Yup. Imagine that. Too fun. Way
Look at
too
that baby.
fun. Sexy man.
All right, so we have Joseph Pitton de Torenfort's encounter with the Vrykolakas. Tuniforts.
Vrykolakas.
Drink.
Let me know if you ever want me to read, because I know it's a lot.
Actually, you want to read that one because it's so small.
Yes. While visiting Mykonos in the 1700s, the French botanist learned of a murdered peasant who supposedly became a Vrykolakas.
Drink it.
At first, it was mostly harmless, turning furniture upside down and hugging people from behind. Tell me
What a
that doesn't
vibe.
sound like a joke.
I love it so much.
But apparently the islanders ended up being so annoyed that they dug up the body and they tore out its heart, which just angered the being. So it began to beat people up, breaking their roots and stealing their alcohol. So according to Joseph, some people fled their homes and others visited its grave to attack it with a sword as it slept during the day. And eventually the authorities ordered the Vrykolakas to be moved to nearby St. George's Island, where its body was burned and destroyed. Vrykolakas.
What a bad vibe.
I'm sorry.
But I love that the town
I don't like the
authorities
vibes here.
were like, you're done, you're banished, we're gonna take you to this island and burn you. Bye.
I think we should go
Sucks to
back
be
to that
you.
kind of stuff.
I agree. I think we start burning bodies. Fuck it.
Just believe in all this shit and burn
Burn the bodies.
exiled people on
I
an
agree.
island.
Burn the
Exile people
exiles.
to the islands, yeah.
Things are more functional, I think.
So it was believed that the Vrykolakas
Vrykolakas.
couldn't travel over the sea. Bodies were often transported to the island of Santorini to prevent contamination of undead Santorini of undead beings on the mainland. Once in Santorini, they didn't leave the island. Santorini basically became the capital of the Vrykolakas. Drink.
Oy.
Legend says not many Greeks took up arms against the Vrykolakas.
No, they did.
Or they took up arms against the Vrykolakas, becoming vampire hunters. This gave them high status in Greek societies. It was like, ooh, you're fancy. I want to marry you. You hunt.
It's kind of wild, though, to think of Santorini like that because, like I said, it's such a destination location.
This is a very New Orleans story.
Very much so. Very voodoo-y. Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised that they don't play that up, but then again, they don't have to. Where
They
other
have to.
locations, I think, are really, really pulling for tourism, where they lean on that. And Santorini is like, it's gorgeous. We don't need to do that. We have like pasta and delicious shit and wine. So
but I'm
we don't
sure
have to do that.
And I'm sure you could find like some tour or something that goes over all of this. Like, come on.
Well, yes, but if this, like to Bree's point, if this happened in Cincinnati, you know, they would have like a minor league baseball team named after the Vrykolakas, and you could go on little tours.
Tours.
Tony, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, like if they did that, they would clearly have to change their names because that's not good.
All right. Well,
That's the best comment of the day, Tony.
Thank you,
The
Tony.
I'm not gonna
best
say
comment
I can't say the
hey,
word.
I
because-
have an idea. Next slide.
the last
Let's make,
slide, Tony.
Let's
You
make
can't say
Tony
it.
read the next slide.
This is the next slide.
Home of the Vampire Slayers.
Oh, okay.
Just
No,
like
he's
that.
fine.
There you go.
He's
She's fine.
You guys know that this is on my bucket list. I can't wait to be here one day.
What we're doing right now.
Beautiful. The
No,
ocean's
to be
full of sharks. by
In
the way.
Santorini. I
Just
love
vibing.
sharks.
I love sharks too.
I only have two like animal things that I actually really love, and that's
Mm.
sharks and alligators.
Ugh, those are
I
scary.
love-
You like the
I
worst
love
animals in the
alligators and
world.
crocodiles.
They're the most like
so much.
sketchy ass.
Those are my favorite. Those are number one.
You like
Alligators and
dangerous
crocs.
guys, don't you?
Ugh.
Yeah, she likes them spicy. She likes them when they ignore her.
You like full criminals.
Bree is your.
I mean, they all
average
do, Jamie. To be fair.
California.
She knows. If you ever met my husband, you'd be like, "Wow."
Yeah,
Bree's
her
like,
husband-
"Oh my
Sad.
God."
You'd be
most-
like, "Okay."
The most like one time I gave him something he really liked. Like I got him this like tequila bottle that was like a glass gun, and this is his reaction. This is him excited. He goes, "That's cool." Like that's him.
He's a
Pumped
very
about it.
stoic man.
Very, and I was
He's
like,
just very,
excited.
like-
I was like, "Oh shit, Bree, I got it! That's cool! Oh my god, I'm in!" I was like, "I'm in." And then one time when we were really drunk on vacation, we were at Contact in the Desert. Me and him went to bed early. I call us bed buddies because we go to bed early before everyone else. He like looked over at me and was like, "You're all right," and then went to bed. And I talked about
What
it
is
for
he,
weeks. For
fucking
weeks, I was like, "Josh thinks I'm all right." He said I was all right.
He doesn't give any compliments, like ever.
No,
The other
never.
day, I was like, "Do I look okay?" Because we were at Disneyland, and
taking
my
notes
things
over
were
here.
so sweaty that they split in half. And I was like, "Does this look okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, you look beautiful as always." And I was like, "Oh my god, you never tell me I'm
compliment.
beautiful."
Yeah, you can't
he's
flood the
like-
market with that shit.
Nope.
He's like, "Why would I do that?"
They don't like that.
Then
They
you
don't
lose
like it
the-
every single day. You throw
Yeah,
some.
he's like,
He's
"This
like,
luster."
"It's not
Nope.
special," and I'm like, "That's not true."
Wow.
You got to kind of spread that shit out, right?
Yep.
No.
Listen, here's my
No,
thing. I
no,
don't need.
I like
someone
to
else-
just like
I don't
not
need-
say a word for like 4 weeks
Here's
and
the thing.
then act
I don't
like
need
nothing's
anyone to tell
wrong.
me I'm beautiful because I look in the mirror every day and tell myself like 800 times. I don't rely on anyone else.
Oh wow, well that's it must be nice.
You
to
know,
have
it's hard
such high
out here for a
self-esteem.
pimp. I know.
Are we
Listen,
going?
it's a
Are we gonna
hard
factor
life.
sci-fi this thing? How does this work?
Yeah, 100%. When we get to the slide, bam.
Oh,
Cryptid
there
scale
it
of
is.
probability. Bam. We're here.
All
There
right,
he goes
now
first.
let's take it off. Let's unshare.
Unshare. There we go. All right. So, what do we think about this one? I think that we really explored this cryptid.
Mhm.
Okay, you can't use that.
You can
every
get those off the
time.
website on a t-shirt.
Absolutely.
I want a
Use it every
coffee
single
mug of
time.
that.
Oh, I'll make one
Bobby,
for
you
baby.
missed
I gotcha.
that whole fiasco.
You really did.
No,
you
I
really
was there.
missed it. Oh yeah, he was
No,
there.
you weren't.
It was
That
2
was
last
episodes
week.
ago.
No,
No, it
It
wasn't. I
was 2
remember
weeks ago.
it was 2 weeks ago,
totally.
Oh my god!
and I'm gonna
losing
use it
Yeah.
all the time now.
If it
'Cause I
wasn't,
love
if it
it.
wasn't 2 weeks ago, I had astral projected myself into last week's episode, and
Yeah, but he was there for sure.
but you guys couldn't see or hear me
Exactly.
because I totally remember that.
You guys, it's only
Alright.
15 minutes. This give me anxiety.
Oh,
We,
It's okay.
we can milk this. Don't
we
worry.
can. I was like, have you been to Factor Sci-Fi before? Because usually
I
what
get
happens
anxiety.
is
This
happens
is like
is
half
at one
the
point
show.
you hijack
It
it,
is.
yeah, and then you talk about changing our
But
mind.
I'm
for
not
40
gonna
minutes.
do that today, you guys.
Oh, okay. Why?
I'll
Oh,
go
you have
first.
no
That's
idea
what
what
we
I'm gonna
rely
say,
on.
Barry.
Okay, we'll let you go first. You go first then. Yes, please.
I'll go first.
Bree, do you have any
I-
government pamphlets you can read us on this episode?
Yeah, right.
I wish, right? What to do in case of a vampire werewolf mixed hybrid
It's coming.
apocalypse. You think?
Is there
Yeah.
a TikTok on this, Bree?
There's not.
There's not even YouTube videos on this. There's like
There's
maybe
barely
2
YouTube,
YouTube
yeah.
videos, and they're literally like 30 seconds long. Like
Yeah,
this
they're
is
not long at all.
There's
I
a
hate
great
when it looks something us and it's just us, and I'm like, the fuck.
That's like one of my
Like,
reasons I love to pick shit like that, because then when someone does look for it, only we come up.
Yes.
yeah, hell
We
yeah.
Like,
are
listen, we have
the-
Oh,
Loch
the
Ness
SEO,
on there,
baby.
and that's great. But then, like, also, who else does the Vrykolakas? You know what I'm saying?
We gotta go more obscure.
Ricolacas. us?
How
We
obscure
do.
can we get?
This is a pretty
right, Bree.
obscure one. Are we running out of cryptids? I have to ask.
No,
No.
I
No, we're not
specifically
even
picked
close.
this one because I wanted something more creepy, and I was on some weird.
I'm not
like,
judging the
occult-
choice. I'm just
I was on
asking.
some weird occult website, and I happened to come across the name of it and read it, and I was like, "That sounds fun," so I just picked it.
It's very Halloween, very spooky.
It was. I was gonna say it's just Halloweeny, vampire-y, spooky. Also, I don't know if Bobby remembers, maybe Bree, but like we did a live version of our vampires cryptid last year for Halloween.
Yes,
like that was
yes.
our big fiasco that we did.
But
So
we
it's-
didn't go into it. It was
just-
only
no,
a yes
it was
or no
just-
question.
Yeah, we were just kind of bullshitting with everyone, but I was giving us a little nod to our Halloween vampires.
Yeah, and to be fair, the Ricola is not. I would say I think it's a like a
Reverend?
preliminary version of the vampire. I don't think it's a full blown vampire.
No, I think that it's the
The vampire
what
was very much
basis-
inspired to some degree. by
Yes,
this.
exactly. It was based off of this in some version, whether it just be the name alone or all like even some of the characteristics kind of go over. You know what I mean?
Totally. Totally.
All right, Bree,
I
what is
know-
your factor sci-fi? We didn't even you started and then we went
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, Bree.
I give it a fucking 1.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't
Wow.
believe that this has any standing legitimate embodiment of a actual cryptid.
Okay.
I think that it was people freaking out, getting hysteria. I don't really know where that comes from, though. That's the only thing is I don't know how they just jumped to all of a sudden something wants to eat livers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not a lot of information out there on how they made that jump. Like, why did they make that jump? Was it just
Yeah.
because, again, hysteria and they just went to the craziest thing and ran with it? You know, there's nothing here for me that I feel like is enough. There's no love handles on her for me to grip onto.
Okay. All right. I'll go next. I'm gonna middle bitch this one because I think that all sorts of superstition are rooted in some version of real stuff that happened. It just gets warped over time. So I think that it originally started off as something maybe coming back from the dead, but I think that what Bree's talking about is important. There's that hysteria aspect to it. And a lot of this, I think, this whole entire creature is based around superstition, right? It's based around like not doing this or not doing that. You know, I think one of the slides that actually we ended up missing, I swear I thought we missed a slide, but like one of the ways you can become a Vrykolakas is like not like living a sinful life.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that was in the
Hold
beginning.
on, maybe.
Yeah, that's
hold
like
on.
a big part of this.
Hold on. Did I actually miss that?
I
Yeah,
really think you did.
It was
That's
in
like
the
how you
beginning.
become one.
She didn't miss it.
No,
So
we didn't talk about it though.
we didn't talk about it, but
Now's the time, then.
slide was there. It was if you live a life of
Yeah, the slide was
not
there,
a
but I don't think we
virtue,
showed it.
or if you eat
So-
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
Are we going
we go,
like
yes.
Jamie, are you going cautionary tale?
Yeah, well, I'm
mythology?
saying that I think maybe it was based in reality, turned into more of a caution tale, kind of like, you know, the stories of the Bible and things like that. I think that there's absolutely evidence that there was a flood that happened here on Earth back in time, but I also think that the version of saying that it was Noah's flood and that all these animals in pairs of fucking two were on a boat isn't
No, it was
necessarily
ancient
true.
aliens putting genetic code into their spacecraft.
Exactly, could have been that. So I think that there's that line between it. So like I said, if you were excommunicated, if scarlaceous way of life, which is like sinful, sacrilegious. There we go. Sorry, buried
Sacrilegious.
in the unconcentrated ground, or eating the meat. This is one specific, or eating the meat of a sheep which had been wounded by a wolf or a werewolf, which kind of also goes into the idea of this animal being like started off as a werewolf but ends up as a vampire. It's like once you kill it as a werewolf, it transforms into this vampire version.
Yep.
Like,
And this is
not
just
kosher.
And this is like
That's
one
what
of
it
the
feels
many
like,
ways
not
you
kosher.
could no. So I feel like this is possibly something that maybe kind of happened, but I think that it is very much rooted in superstition. And so I'm giving it a middle bitch.
I mean, remember the last episode we did, you guys, and it was for the Wendigo, And it was kind of the same things. Like you could become a Wendigo if it's the same thing, being sacrilegious. So not being spiritually grounded or sound. Of course, if you're excommunicated because you're doing your own shit, you're doing wrong, you're not
Being
living
selfish.
for the group, you're
That's what
being
it was, being
selfish.
selfish.
I think it rings towards
Like it echoes
that.
into that exactly.
Another
Yeah,
way
if
to
you're a
control
godless
people.
heathen, you turn into a godless monster, you know?
Exactly. All right, what about you,
so,
Tony?
Me first?
Yeah.
Okay. So reading this lore and looking into it, and a lot of what you brought up, Jamie, where it kind of plays off of if you are sacrilegious or if you eat the meat of a goat that was attacked by a wolf or a werewolf, then you become one of these things. I kind of want to lean towards the cautionary tale, but at the same time, I want to lean more towards this being the origin for a lot of these types of creatures, werewolves and vampires, because if you look back in history, where did a lot of this culture come from? And the Greeks kind of created the Roman culture, which spread throughout Europe. So I also look at the story of the 1940s where they were beheading people and like cremating them.
Still in the 1940s, exactly.
That's a little
That's
late.
wild.
That's a little past, like being rational people to kind of like still believe in this. So maybe there's something involved in it, but I don't know. I'm gonna middle bitch it.
Yeah, it really wasn't that long ago if you think about it.
The 1940s, we're talking about the same time as Pearl Harbor, and what was it, 7 years later we dropped a nuclear bombs on Japan.
I would like people to remember that World War II was around the Nazis.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing.
Which is why we dropped 2 nuclear bombs on the
Japanese.
What's the Japanese?
Yes.
But they were buddies with the Nazis.
They were buddies, buddy.
I give what is this, a Wendigo? What are we calling this thing?
No, Vrykolakas.
Vrykolakas.
I give it a 10.
What's interesting? My great-grandfather was actually a prisoner at the Japanese camp. They made a movie about it.
I swear to God, you told me like 3 weeks ago you were not at all Japanese.
I'm not. He was in a Japanese
POW
prisoner.
camp.
He was a POW.
So he
that doesn't make you Japanese if you go into
Japan.
Okay, so I get
John
it.
McCain
He was
is
a prisoner
Vietnamese now.
in a Japanese prison camp.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's why we unleashed the sun on them twice.
Well, I
am not Asian.
Baby, what do you?
I give the Vrykolakas a 10.
Drake.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Really?
Wait, shut the fuck up. Are you
I told you
kidding
I
me?
believe in everything now. I'm going to try this, see what happens.
What?
Okay, I like
I
this.
believe in it all.
What? I like this.
I think it's
Hold
real
on.
as fuck. I think it's both ethereal and physical. And I think that that people believed in it. And that's really all that matters is paradigm, right?
Yeah.
Consensus and paradigm is what shapes reality. So,
100%. Your mind is your tool.
it at the very least, it was real. Maybe there's not enough people now in this day and age to believe in it. Maybe it's extinct to a degree, or has evolved into some other archetype. But yes, I give this a solid 10 out of 10.
I love this.
The Vrykolakas is real.
The whole table.
This is wild, you guys.
Wow.
I believe in everything.
I feel like at this point, like almost at least maybe 80% of our episodes, we disagree with you.
No, you know what I've been doing the last 6 weeks. Did
you just say we? Like you guys are a trio and I'm the one out?
No, like we just collectively, like the collective is usually against with what you're saying. Like this one, you were like, I got it. We're all going to sci-fi it. And then all of us were like, well, maybe. And you're like, what the fuck?
Bree,
then
the
like the last
6
one or some shit.
You
It's
guys
like,
really
you're
sidetracked
super
me.
into it, and then everyone else is like, I'm not super into it, and you're like, how could you?
Bree, the last 6 weeks I've intentionally been doing the proportional opposite of what you say.
That's not fair, Bobby.
Wow,
That's not what this
fucked
show
up,
is
It's not.
about.
That's not true. That's not true.
I was like, don't do that,
It's
baby.
not.
Don't do that.
It's okay. It's
Never.
just I don't. It's
No,
okay.
but I like to
don't
get.
go
I like to
along with
get
the
Bree
crowd.
fired up. Bree,
Listen,
get
Bree,
fired up.
Listen, here's what it is. It's that you don't go with the pack. You lead with your own mind. You're not about this cult shit. You're not about this we. You're about me. I get it.
But
Yeah,
that's what's going to
so,
turn me
like,
into a
one of the
Wendigo
best-
right there. A Wendigo
It
right
is.
there.
Wendigo.
You're about
Wendigo.
me, not we.
One of the best things to understand is on this show we are
Right?
constantly trolling each other.
Oh, constant.
I'm not
Messing
trying,
with
no. It
each
just
other.
happens.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just palling around with my pals.
Hanging out with my buddies.
We're just
Listen,
palling.
That's why it
Speak for
works
yourself.
out.
Tony.
Bobby had a really good idea, and he didn't say this in the group chat, so everyone's gonna get mad because he didn't say this in the group chat. But he thinks that he should invite
Oh
Adam,
no.
his
We'll
co-host,
talk about this
on
later.
next
talk about this later.
episode, because or not with the one that Bobby's captaining, because the cryptid we're doing he grew up with, like in his town.
We'll see.
That's a
We'll see
great
about
idea.
that.
So we're gonna see if we. That's what
I
I'm
don't know if
saying. We
he's
should
gonna be
see if we can get him
available.
on. We could try.
But yeah, next week. And are we moving to Bree? Are you
We are
okay?
moving next week, everybody. Yeah, we
Yeah.
are moving to Wednesday just for next week.
We're moving to Wednesday.
Bobby has some stuff going on. So, and also I'll be coming home like on Monday from this trip. So we're going to be on Wednesdays, Bobby's Cryptid Corner.
And then
you
the
fly home- you
following
fly home
week,
late.
the
Well-
following week, I will not be here.
He'll be in Peru.
Okay.
I will-
So
I'll be away.
And then the next week, will I be here?
No.
Yes, I'll be here. No, I'll be here. I'll be here.
next
Okay.
week is the Goat Man. I'm gonna do the Goat Man.
Go.
No, it's Tony next week because he's
No.
gone the week after, and that's your week.
Oh,
Yeah, we're doing the.
so my week is in 2 weeks.
But then what about Bobby's co-host?
Yeah, you
That-
have to
Okay,
ask
we don't
him.
need to talk about
All right,
this.
we'll figure that. Hey, this is
Yeah, we'll
after.
figure
That's
that out
why
later.
group
We'll be back on
chats
Wednesday.
work.
Do we
We'll
want
be
to
back
do
on
a-
Wednesday.
Do we need to do a movie review? Or
Oh, yeah,
movie
hold on, let me do
Yeah,
that.
what do you got?
Hold on. Yes.
We're
Old-timey.
super fucking organized.
Okay, so look, everyone knows all the vampire movies. This is basically, this episode was basically a vampire. However, for this particular series of the next couple episodes of Bobby's Cryptid Corner, I'm just going to go with Halloween essentials. My Halloween
are.
essentials recommendations, because we're in the spooky. Are we in Halloween time?
We are.
I saw
we've been in,
pumpkins at the grocery store today.
We've been in it. Pumpkin spice
we're-
latte is out.
Oh, I have
We're
it.
officially.
I'm gonna
You don't go to the
change-
store
I'm gonna change our intro actually for spooky season.
for spooky season. You should.
I
Yeah.
am.
All right, Bibby. What's the recommendation?
So this is you guys know James Gunn. He directed. He's
No.
most famous for the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Ooh.
One of his
Okay.
earlier films from the early 2000s is called Slither,
Good.
Ooh.
movie.
Okay.
which is basically just a love letter to kind of slimy 80s horror.
Okay.
So it's like a slimy worm, like alien worm movie that turns people into zombies, and it has Michael Rooker from The Walking Dead and Henry Portrait of the Serial Killer and Mallrats. You know what I'm talking about? And it has what's his name from Firefly?
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, and then it has that blonde girl that's in all the Judd Apatow movies.
Oh, I know her. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking
the
about.
weirdly
Mhm.
cute one. That you
Yeah.
don't really
She's
wanna
kind of
date.
quirky, quirky blonde.
Yeah.
Like
What?
so. Yeah, I'd like to recommend Slither. It's something I watch every year around this time because it just has everything. And
Nice.
most of my taste in film cuts off at about 1987.
Mhm.
So if I'm recommending something from like the early 2000s, that speaks volumes. So
That
Hell
means
yeah.
it's good.
watch
Hell yeah.
Slither.
All right.
Tony, have you seen it?
I don't know if I've seen it.
Tony's seen it, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it. I would love to do just like a show where we talk about old school horror movies.
Yeah, I already got that podcast. Not for Everyone podcast. That's my other show. We got a new.
Tony, come on.
We should have a new episode dropping hopefully tomorrow. I finally my co-host is running for city council right now, so he's put me on the back burner.
Adam is running for city council
as a clown.
You didn't know this?
As
We
a
talked
clown.
about this last time. Yeah, as a clown.
City clown.
As his clown personality, he's running. Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's low key gonna win, and that's the interesting
and he's
part.
gonna not be happy if that happens.
I know he's gonna hate it. He's gonna hate
I'm
it so
dude,
much.
You might win. That's not gonna be.
And it's
so
funny,
fun.
haha, but it's not fun.
Yeah, there's
I guess
so much you have to
But
Everyone
hopefully,
vote for Adam the
Wrong.
Clown.
Class of
America.
1984 episode drops tomorrow. On Netflix.
Beautiful. We don't have any other shows this week because we are going Bigfoot hunting. So we will see
And
you
we
guys
don't know
on
if we'll ever be
Wednesday.
back.
Well,
We
listen,
don't
we're
even
gonna
know if
try.
we'll return.
Yeah, we'll let you guys know if we come back or not. It's gonna be a
Yay.
ride for sure. We'll let you guys know.
We
Yeah.
might just be dead.
Hey, get a GoPro, please. Get all the infrared stuff. Get all that.
Listen,
helmet with
we
a
got
camera on it.
walkie-talkies, we got fucking headlights, and we got fucking heaters, and we're gonna try to survive.
Just have.
And that's
please
the
I
have
have
a
an
camera rolling
EMF
the
thing
whole time.
too.
Mhm.
Beep, 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 beep.
All
Oh,
right,
God, I'm
guys.
All right,
We
I'm
love
out.
you all. We'll see you guys all on Wednesday. Have a beautiful time. If you miss us, go back and watch our other YouTube videos. We have 500 billion of them. We love you all. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Later.